Morning, everybody. Caslo, hello. Mark, good morning. Polly, the baptism was fantastic. Lots of people, we went right out back after the service. And they had a lunch for us and all this stuff. It was a beautiful day. Thank you for asking. Good to have you here, Sturdy. Gazo, hello. Appreciate that. Hopefully things go flawlessly today. Streaming on YouTube, something I don't usually do. Let's kick this thing off. All right, we're going to get started, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. Anybody here that might be new and is starting to watch me trade live here on YouTube, number one, I need to say this. This is not financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind. Please feel free to read this. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not make decisions based off of what I say. This is all for educational purposes only. Cool, we can get rid of that. And we're going to get into the charts. And this is going to be very different. If you've watched my earlier live streams or other live streams, this is not going to be nearly as formal. Today is about trading. It is about taking the very best trades that I possibly can, while also trying to provide some sort of educational piece to it, and sharing my experience with you all. And that's really it. If you've tuned into the live streams on Discord, it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing, where we're just waiting for trades. We're waiting for time of the day to play out. And whenever I start to watch a pair, or whenever I feel like I'm going to get into a trade, talking you all through why I'm looking at that pair, and then once I'm in, giving you all the context or the perspective of why I've entered in where I have and when, things like that. And I'm going to try and go through this morning, and we're just like I always do on Discord as well, go through and show you all why and what I'm looking at to start this Monday and start this week. So we're going to start out on oil here and take a look at the peak formation that was made at the end of Friday. The fact that we've got all these days of breakouts to the upside. They triggered previous day's low back here on this Thursday, which is fine. What I'm more focused on a Monday is going to be Friday's range and then the previous week's high and the previous week's low. So the fact specifically today, right? Today's Monday. We have no news on the calendar and things like that. I'm going to mainly be focusing on where are my peak formations, high and low. So there's a peak formation low down here from Thursday that we've traded back down into, and then also the peak formation high that was created on Friday. Now, on Friday, this was also a first red day. Very large pumping day. A day that is opened, attempted to trade higher, putting in a peak formation at the high of the current week, and then closing down below the open for that day. All right, so peak formation at the high of the week from last week. Not to say that this is going to not go back up, right? There's a very good chance or a very good possibility that this peak formation low here, we might get a run up. Who knows? But based off the first red day, I'm going to look for a sell high opportunity. So let's go down to the 5-minute chart and frame the day. There's a peak formation low that was made in Asia. And that gives me my first level of rise, like this. All right, they've spiked the high, they've spiked the low, they've continued to go higher. And now we may be up, 2 or 3 levels up. And this is my level to be watching, previous day's low. This could turn into an area of trap volume. Again, looking for, maybe they're going to run it back up to the high, and I shouldn't be looking for a sell high. But as we sit right now, I've got a peak formation low and what could be just maybe 3 levels up coming into the New York session at the beginning of the New York session. And then this little 1, 2, 3 up, then they engulfed, and now we've kind of trickled our way back up. As far as the 5-minute chart, I don't see a lower low on the inside. I guess we could consider this maybe the lower low, but I have a peak formation up high. As of right now, that is an M. They've engulfed it, and they are working it. So this is my area or my level to be watching. And if I were to put up the 100-pip box here, we'll take a look at that, what level we're at. I think we're at 50. So that's good. Oil, I actually posted that on Discord as well, that oil was kind of the one that I wanted to watch for today. And we've already triggered previous day's low. That makes me happy. Specifically on a Monday, I really want to see previous day's levels having been triggered before looking to take a trade on that pair. And I've noticed that a lot of the indexes are still pretty on the inside. All right, we had this big run down on Thursday, big run back up on Friday. That created a very wide range. And then now today, we've just been sitting on the inside of previous day's high and low. So maybe this is not my best pair to be watching today on this Monday. Same thing with US 30. Come down. Gold. Gold coming off of peak formation low from last week and rising. 1 push outside of the opening range. 2, 3. Triggered previous day's low on Friday, and then we've continued to go higher. Do I think that we're going to continue to go up? I don't know. Do I think we're going to go down? I don't know. I just know that we've got multiple days or multiple levels of rise, and we're up high. So what do I need to look for? Number one, they've triggered previous day's high at the beginning of a week. That makes me feel pretty good. And I would be looking for some kind of peak formation to be formed at the high of the week and, some kind of sell high opportunity. So I can look at the 15, you can look at the 5, however you want to look at it. But there's a peak formation that was made at the high of the day today. And it was made at... I think that was made at 50 as well. Peak formation was made at 50, so that could be my level to watch. Still really no lower low on the inside. However, we might have a new peak formation having been made. Maybe this is first level of drop or whatever. So this is something I would like to watch, maybe just for a sell high opportunity, since this one is one of the pairs that has triggered a previous day's level. Yeah, Batman. That's what I'm thinking as well. Half Batman. There's the ear, there's the head. Maybe we're going to get a rollover. We've got this big consolidation up high. And also framing the day further, which, I probably should have started all the way at the left. Peak formation was made down at the low. And you can see after the low was made, this is the larger W. You can see the pause, and then some of the biggest candles on the entire chart leading us up into the high. So drive, and then ending in a 1, 2, 3 to the high. Getting everybody to go long early in the day. And now we've just been in consolidation for, oh gosh. What time is this? 10, what is that, 10:30 at night until now. So pretty long time. So this is one to watch, in my opinion. It's something I'll be watching. Okay. Sell high opportunity if it presents in the session. Okay, and then all these other pairs, Euro still on the inside, not one to watch in my opinion. Euro JPY has triggered previous day's high, and this has actually came up or back up towards peak formation made at the high of last week. Again, I don't know if it's going to continue to go higher. I don't necessarily have a signal day or anything like that. They've just triggered in shorts, but then they put in a peak formation low, and this is actually stair-stepped up fairly decent, where we've kind of got this 1, 2, and then maybe 3. So if I had to make some kind of decision about this, and I'm not saying that I am, you know, we've got a lower low down, and then 3 little stabs back up towards the high. I would just watch this consolidation to see. Now, I can't trade this pair because I'm trading futures. But for what I'm talking about, this is the first initial drive outside of the peak formation. This is the W, and then the second, and then maybe the third, and now we're up in consolidation. So, could be decent, maybe today, or maybe for later in the week. But again, just for transparency purposes, this is not a pair that I can personally trade because of the futures market. Dollar yen. Again, this is another one that I've found trouble. Some trouble with in the futures market, you know, being able to trade this one because I can't really find a pair that lines up. Maybe it's just me. I could just be being a little silly. Regardless of all of that, the weekly template from last week, notice the peak formation high outside of the opening range, peak formation low at the bottom of the opening range, so the high and the low of the week. And then they've came off that down low on Friday, maybe coming back up through the high. So this is essentially peak formation high, peak formation low. And now we're trailing back up towards the high. So this is the high of the previous week. They've already triggered previous day's high, so this meets the criteria for a pair to watch today on a Monday. But these are my levels. Previous day's high and also the previous week's high. We also have, you know, the high bear candle peak formation that we're trading back up into. Do I think that I want to watch this pair today? Probably not. But it is on the list because it has triggered previous day's levels. So I could frame the day on this pair. Peak formation was made at the low of the day. And then they ran it up. That might have been considered level 1, spike the high, peak formation high, spike the low, peak formation low, giving me the confirmation that they're maybe ready to move up to the next level. And then they've kind of repeated that process. So level 1, and then coming up into level 2, and then maybe up into level 3 at the high of the day, high of the week, current week. And if we trigger previous week's high, that would be, I would say, even more ideal. All right, so I'm going to throw this into the pump and dump section, and I'm actually going to highlight this. If somebody can, if you happen to find, if you all happen to find a pair, a futures contract pair that resembles perfectly to US dollar, Japanese yen, and you know how to trade this on futures, please let me know. Because so far, all I have found are things that look nothing like this. The volume is very low. Is what it is. Euro USD and the pound seem to be the only two that I've found that resemble the Forex currencies. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the pound. For anybody new and joining in, this is this stream today, all of these live streams that I'm going to be posting on YouTube, I'm going to do it in the same exact way, the same exact manner that I've been doing it on Discord, which is very informal. Very low stress, very just relaxed. I'm going to do my best to educate where I can. However, you have to keep in mind that I am trading, so I need to remain mainly focused on that. So forgive me if there's long periods of time where I'm not talking or something like that. Understand that I am watching the charts, and I have to focus and stuff as well. So pound, this is another one. They have not triggered previous day's high or low. And then the Swiss as well. Now, the Swiss is a very distinct pattern, however, that I think would be worth entertaining or looking at or watching. Everybody out there right now, from the rooftops with a megaphone, what do you see between Thursday, Friday, and then now today? Gazo, day zero. Okay. Look at Friday. What kind of pattern is Friday? Day zero, good. It's been working the low. Yep. The pattern, though, is this. It's very distinct when this happens. Look at this. They came in sideways. Very aggressive. Spike the high. Very aggressive. Spike the low. And they pulled back on the inside. That's that heartbeat pattern. Lets me know, hey, the market's got a pulse. And now there's a peak formation lobe that's been put in place. There's the W. And then they've came up, gone back into consolidation. And then now there's this little channel forming up top. So peak formation high, peak formation low at the low of the day, low of the week from last week. Day 1, 3-day cycle. Today is day 2 of the 3-day cycle. But this is a day 0 or a heartbeat pattern or whatever you want to call it. You know, we could call it the bat wing or the, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. The raccoon pattern, who cares what it's called? But this formation of sideways consolidation, spike the high, spike the low, and then this larger W down here. The way that it's trading right now, this is definitely something to watch. Peak formation low, level 1 consolidation, and now we're in this maybe channel. Now, I don't know what this is going to do. I genuinely have no idea. But what I'll tell you is, if this were to explode and start going parabolic, this would be a time that I would use the range expansion tool. Anyways. All right, so I like the Swiss. I'm going to put up, just like I always do, my little 4 screen here. And we're going to get up the pairs that I would like to watch for today. Let's see. Oil is on the top of my, kind of my top contender. I like gold. I don't need this 100 pip box though right now. All right. We're on the 15. Let's go down to the 5. I think that I'm going to hang out down here on the 5-minute for a bit. And let's take a look. I don't even think I need all of these up. I think that I'm going to do a 3 screen today. It is Monday. It is a good time to be conservative. And if something is not perfect and a better pattern is willing to present later in the week, then I will be focused on those. But as of right now, this is what I've got. Hey, so all of my charts are Owanda except for goldforex.com. That's just because it works well with the indicator. I don't have Owanda. I don't have forex.com. It works well with the indicator. Excuse me. The tick values and everything work well with the P2P indicator, the 100 pip box. So those are what I've opted to use. Let's see here. All right. So now it just becomes a waiting game, right? I've got sort of my ideas up here. Peak formation low, maybe 3 levels up on oil. I'm looking for a sell high. This peak formation was made. Let's see. Maybe I don't like this 3 screen. Oh, yeah. No, this is fine. All right. So this peak formation was maybe made not only at previous day's low, but at the 50 level. If they continue to go higher, that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to need to reassess my 3 levels of rise if that's the case. Because that would mean that they're not just trading up into a pre-existing peak formation, and that they are looking or seeking higher price, and that is fine. It just lets me know I'm wrong, and I need to reassess. All right, gold. Early moving. Now, for any of you, most of you have probably been here with me for a bit. You know I like to wait until after 9:30. There's no news on the calendar today. And there's things that are setting up well. So I'm looking to maybe take a earlier trade if it were to present. I really have nothing to wait for except for 9:30. But if something sets up better before 9:30, then that's fine. Sometimes on the pair they work the high first. Any suggestions why? Hey, Paul, I actually don't understand what you're asking. I'm not trying to be rude either, by the way. I genuinely am not sure what you're getting at. When it spikes the high first. So you have to think about it in like the perspective of what consolidation you're in. So if you're in level 3, for example, they're going to spike the high. Okay, so if we're going up, right? They might spike the high first because that's going to get everybody to go long, and then spike the low to get everybody to go short, stop out the longs, and then pull back into consolidation, and then they don't go back up to the high. Sometimes when they come up and you're in level 3, they'll spike the low first, get everybody to go short, then spike the high, get everybody to go long, stop out the shorts that were in early, and then run it low. So I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but what I'll say is that it's about the story and the perspective and, you know, who's got stopped out and whatnot. Maybe one of those spikes made a lower low on the inside or a higher high on the inside, and that's part of the story or part of the information that you are looking for. Let's go down to the 1 minute. What is gold doing? Okay, so gold is looking like, I'm not going to say we've missed the trade, but it kind of feels like, you know, we're looking for a sell high, and they're moving it pretty early. This could just be a stop hunt. Who knows? Euro pound? No. Sam, that is fantastic. You took it off of, you said level 1 down. So basically like peak formation high, level 1 down. And you're looking to, this is a little half Batman as well, so a second peak formation low, helping to confirm the low of level 1. Peak formation high to confirm the continuation to come out of level 1, Sam. So I'm going to assume that you probably got in somewhere around in this area over here. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And you know what? Honestly, oil might end up doing something completely outside of what I want to see. And that would be okay as well. And you know what? I can't even trade the Swiss, so I don't know why I have it up here. Unfortunately. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful pattern, and I wish I could watch it. But I'm going to go over and let's take a look. I know I said I'm not going to trade the NASDAQ because it's inside, and I'm probably not. But let's go take a second look. That looks horrible. All right. US 30 is a little bit more clear. I see what you all are talking about spike to high, spike to low, like higher high on the inside. And then maybe now we're channeling. Like, I could see that. SB, I see what you're... Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yep, gold is making its run early. Exactly what Sam was saying, though, about, peak formation high. Do not counter trend level 1. This is level 1. They've traded back up into the high and put in a new peak formation coming into the New York session. Honestly, that was the trade right there. They're making lower lows on the inside. Lower low, lower high. 3 pushes back up. There's the little M. There's the engulfment. It's just kind of early in the session, and I'm not accustomed to taking trades that early in the session. So I'm opting to maybe wait. But Sam, I'm very happy to hear that you saw it with such clarity. Looking at level 1 consolidation and saying, "Hey, that's level 1. Do not counter trend." That's awesome. Let's see, how far has this moved? Wow. 120 pips, just like that. Good stuff. Gold completed a bigger M. Hey, so on my other screen, the other screen that I'm actually going to be placing these trades on, I have a second screen up that I can see sort of the higher time frames. So like over here, I'm monitoring the 1 minute at the levels to see, what things are looking like. I got to tell you, I don't even really want to look at anything other than gold and oil today. So I think that I'm actually just going to do one of these to give myself less to look at. But yeah, I see what you mean by gold maybe has completed a larger M. We're going to skip those ads. If I do end up forgetting to skip those ads for you all, I do apologize. I try my best to make sure I click that skip for you. But if you do wind up getting ads during this session, I apologize. I'm going to try my best to keep that from happening. All right. So the 5-minute chart on oil looks okay. It kind of looks like maybe we're getting a little bit of an ascending triangle. So I'd be worried about a squeeze to the upside. If this peak formation does not hold at zeros and this starts to squeeze people out, Do I really want to short that? No. Do I want to wait and see if maybe it comes later in the session? Yeah, sure, maybe. You know what? Maybe gold turns into the better trade. We've just came out of level 1. Maybe now we're in level 2. If I can get a little bit of a pump up, might be good. However, you know, the safe trade was up here earlier in the session, so we will see. Oh, they are doing some work over here. Is everybody able to see my screen okay? Is this pretty good? This is my, like I said, this is my first time streaming like this on YouTube, so I want to make sure that you all are able to see okay. All right. All right, we can see oil now, maybe squeezing a little bit higher. I may have misrepresented my levels count, and that's okay. That means I just need to wait and continue to watch. TR, yep, sell high opportunity. Let me go back up. We've got plenty of time. I'll go and take a bigger look. Obviously, we've been going up on gold for quite some time. There was a peak formation low made on Friday that's came up once, twice, blown off into a 3. And you can see some of the biggest candles on the entire chart for gold reversed almost immediately. Gave us a M at the high of the day, high of the current week. They've already triggered previous week's high, previous day's high. Peak formation high, consolidation level 1, do not counter trend level 1 consolidation. And then coming into the New York session, you can see that little half Batman that is rolled over now for, gosh, I don't even know, what is this, 8? That's not even in the session yet, but down about 120 pips off the entry area. And as many of you know, oil tends to like to move a little bit later. I think that the oil market's open at, what, 9? So if we see a big run up, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. But I am still watching gold, see maybe if we get a pump for a dump of some kind. Or if this was it. You know, if this is all we're going to get for today, who knows? But those are the only two ideas that I've... Looking at all the pairs today, those are the only two that I can see with clarity and I have very solid ideas for on this Monday. I'm going to be doing these streams all week long. Monday through Friday. I'm not teaching a webinar this week until next... Is it next week? Yeah, I'm teaching one next week. So I've got all the time in the world to do these streams, so I should be doing them every single week or every single day this week for anybody who's interested in attending. What am I looking at on oil? Oil is a larger time frame thesis. The fact that we've been going up for quite some time, multiple days breakouts. And then, again, some of the largest candles on the entire chart led us up into the high and then reversed. Peak formation high at the high of the current week from last week, right? Previous week. Peak formation high, first red day. So that leads me into today to look for a sell high opportunity if it were to present. So then I come down, lower time frame, identify peak formation low at the low of the day, level 1, 2, and 3. Except on the 15-minute chart, you can kind of see that the W might be a bit larger than previously anticipated. This could be a larger multi-session W, and this is level 1 consolidation, so I need to be careful because I don't want to get squeezed out in this. Still have slots for next week? Yes, I do. And if you would like to attend, feel free to message me on Discord, and I will get you signed up. Oil is squeezing, yeah. It certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Originally believed that peak formations were made at 50. And you can kind of see this ascending triangle sort of formation here where they're spiking down, spiking down, spiking down. Talk about the 3 push patterns, the different kinds, the impulse pattern. Very large impulse candle that pauses and then impulses again. And then pauses, and then impulses again. That 3 impulse to the low. And then they've put in a W down here and gone back into consolidation. And you can see them spiking down into that W. And then they start to ascend the close of those strong down close candles. If I shorted that candle, I got blipped in. If I shorted that candle, I'm in trouble. If I'm waiting for a good short on this, I would like to see these guys. If these guys are in drawdown right now, they're hurting, and they're praying and begging. If they start getting put back into profit, that might make me feel a bit better. Not to say that that's the whole reason I'm going to take the trade, but talk about the psychology of what the market is currently doing. Currently, right now, it looks like it is still in short trapping behavior if it were to squeeze right now. So I don't really want to be a part of that. That doesn't make any sense. Oil is, what is BOTS? Breakout traders? Are you referring to like stopping out these guys? Yeah. This is the, if I shorted the close of this day, you know, maybe this guy right here. That guy right there might have been calling all of his friends and telling them about the Lamborghini that he's going to buy. Then he went to bed. Then he woke up and he's like, oh gosh, I need to call my friends and let them know. No more Lamborghini. Also, you know, we've got the previous day's close up here. That could be a level to watch if this were to squeeze higher. Boy, this 100 pip box is stressing me out. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Breakout trader stops, and then, you know, this also, it is Monday, right? So I need to keep that into consideration. The fact that week beginning, false move, you know, maybe we're going to break out and fail. And then it could be like a Wednesday trade where they break out and they fail. They drag people up higher, And maybe Wednesday we get a trade, or maybe this is just turns into a large peak formation at the low of the current week and goes higher. All I can do is say, hey, this was a first red day. I'm going to look for a sell high opportunity, frame my day the best that I can, and then just wait patiently for the setup. If the setup presents, then I take the trade. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I don't know how people do that. Like swing traders, mad props. I think my hair would turn gray and I would go bald very early on in life. Ladies and gentlemen, while we sit here and wait patiently, if y'all could just do me a huge favor. It's one of the few things in the world that's free. If you could hit the like button on the stream, it's going to really benefit the channel and benefit the stream, get other people in here, help the channel grow, things like that. So I do appreciate it. And all of your questions and participation. Just like over on Discord, I always appreciate it because, it's enjoyable. It makes this more enjoyable to do this live. So thank you. Okay, gold has done a bit of a 1, 2, and 3 back up. Maybe we've engulfed back down to the downside. Still a bit earlier in the day. If I were to look for this low-hanging fruit, though, thinking about actually taking this trade, that might not have been a bad place. Problem with this is oil fundamentally. I don't even worry about that, Jay. If I start trying to be smarter than the market and focus on fundamentals, I would drive myself insane. Not to say that it's not, but I look at the chart and I let the chart tell me what I need to know. And I make decisions based off what the chart is doing. I do keep in mind, of course, the news calendar for this week. I know we have CPI. We've got quite a bit of news this week. The Fed on Wednesday, late afternoon, which could absolutely drive this market this week. In preparation for that, that is definitely in my mind, but I'm not going to try and outsmart what I'm looking at. I'm just going to play off of what I see. No, you're not hijacking. I don't mind you. I certainly don't mind anybody. If you see something setting up and you want to call it out, I'll run over and take a look. Not necessarily that I'll stay on it and look for a trade on it, but if you see something, that's fine. Let me know and we'll look at it. I agree. I think that this US dollar Japanese yen does have some potential. All right, we'll go over here. Okay, so that's a pretty big down close 5-minute bar on oil. And if that guy was trading and he shorted this, maybe they just started to let some people out. So that's not a bad thing. Peak formation high. They've spiked up into it 3 times. That bold line is the peak formation that was made at 50. Do the levels always play into my trading? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Jay, my weekend was exceptional. I was baptized on Sunday, and I just feel unbelievably blessed. It was a really good weekend. I hope you all had a good weekend as well. Okay, so overall in this consolidation, this guy here shorted in this wick, and he might have been, maybe he's still holding on, and they've came back down and kind of got him hopeful. But I'd like to see them put him in profit. What I don't want to see is peak formation high, peak formation low. Now they've manipulated the low. Are they ready to go vertical back up to the upside? I think that would be less than ideal. Michael, hello to you. So they've came down once, twice, but I would like to see them explode to the downside. And I do mean explode. I don't mean fiddle. I don't mean, yep, okay. So it's okay. Not bad. But if this is a high of day trade, and we're going to go back down to maybe the low of the day, or maybe even back down to where I believe to be level 1 or something like that, like a level 1 retest. And that's 50 plus. Trading gems, am I short? Yes. Which could prove to not be the best. I might need to evacuate this position here soon if this turns into a W. But my break even's pretty far away, so I'm not too worried. Why am I short? Well, it's first red day. They've spiked the low. They spiked back up into the high 3 times at 50. And they may have started to fall away. But I'd like to see them continue to fall away. I don't want to see them trap me short, go back into consolidation for that run back up to the high. You know, they should have done their work up top already. These guys should be caught. So if it starts to go back up, that's not what I'm looking for. So like right now, I'm going to start thinking about sizing down before they get too close to my break even. Unless this W turns into a breakout, fake out sort of scenario. So I'm just going to play it cautious. And you can see this, how they've kind of curled it. This little curl a lot of times turns into a trap. I entered up here. But this could turn into a larger trade, so I'm going to hold on and see if, since my stop is pretty safe, I'm not too frantic to try and get out of this. I'm going to hold on and see if this W here turns into a trap. I'd also not like to see this turn into a 3 push pattern. Push 1, push 2. If they jam down one last time, push 3, and immediately go back into consolidation, that is troublesome. Lower low on the inside. 1, 2, 3. Back up into the peak formation high at 50. All right, they've spiked down, they've spiked up. It's not ideal. Means I need to wait. I already closed it, by the way. I'm already out. So it was a small win, but it's not big enough or significant enough to be excited about. Also, the new hour is about to open up. So I might need to just hang out for a second. I'm watching gold as well, but I'm kind of focused on oil right now. I still think that oil has potential. Just want to make sure I don't get caught doing something weird. Okay, there's the new hour. New hour opened on a vertical move back up to the upside. And thankfully I got out. Yeah, they're doing some work. But realistically, what have they done? Where are people caught long? They're caught up here. So if they start letting these longs out, and you can see the little W that they might have just put in place. Yep. So this might have been a stop hunt to the low. I might have my level count here incorrect. We might be going higher. No big deal. So why did I want to get out? This little curl here, if this little M right here would have been fine. If this would have just kept going, that's really good. But then immediately it stopped, spiked the high, went back into consolidation. New hour opens up and goes vertical back to the high. So those shorts were induced, me included. Right, I started shorting. And then I was going to continue to add in, but it just immediately stopped coming into the new hour. Very good read to get out. All right, so now I continue to wait and watch and maybe reevaluate a little bit, because now this might be more of a, who knows, this could be level 1 consolidation and then we're going up into 2 or 3. And I just needed to wait a little bit longer. Patience will pay. So I'm going to wait quite a bit of time here. 9 o'clock. I'm going to wait for at least 9:30. Good read on oil space. Look at this peak formation low, 5-minute chart. There's some stuff getting manipulated here. All right, I'm just going to stay on the 5 and keep watching and see if we can go back into consolidation. All right, so this peak formation that was made that I had marked off, obviously that's void now. So I'm going to remark my lines here. That's my new high that we just came up and smacked. GS, nice. This could be a very good day to just... Space, did you go long on gold? Very nice. Pretty good run, I'm sure. What is that, like at least 50 pips back up, right? Yeah. So if I'm looking for a sell high and they're still currently trapping shorts, might not be the best opportunity at this very time or this very moment. In fact, it's probably the opposite. And a new 5-minute bar just opened, which means that bar closed is that huge solid bull candle up to the upside. They just engulf this whole structure here. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure, Dean, at this point. Yesterday was the first red day, but there's going to be some days where first red day, you know, it's Monday. No news on the calendar. It's 9 o'clock. We're still going vertical. I need to wait. I need it to go back into consolidation, at least. At the very least. All right, there's been no lower low on the inside on the 5-minute chart, which is okay. Very nice. GS. Good stuff. Boy, oil is just going bananas. We're up 350 pip boxes from the low of the day. Cool. That wasn't a sarcastic cool, by the way. That was genuine. Tyler. Cole, do I call out my trades? Yes, I will. Well, I'll call them out once I'm in. But this is definitely not a signals sort of live stream. I'm not here to try and get you all in at the same place that I am, but I will, of course, talk about the trade once I'm in. Oil came up and poked that previous, or not previous, but oh god, a spam risk call, fantastic. They poked into that closing price from Friday. Did not give any sort of M. I'd really like to wait for 9:30. Just be patient. So we got about 15 minutes till that. I was kind of watching gold for the short, but it just didn't really present perfectly in my opinion. I see 3 pushes there, which looks really good, but the M just wasn't the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, so I'm just gonna hold out. Yeah, space, I'm seeing that as well. And also the 5-minute chart on gold. Like they put in a peak formation low, but they've run it up in 3 pushes. They're about to put in a peak formation high as well. Moody, you talking about gold? Thursday was not an inside day. Today is Monday. We're building the opening range for the week. And the little M that I'm talking about on gold on the 5-minute chart is right here. They just made a lower low. We're already in a down moving market. They're making lower lows and lower highs. There's a low, there's a high, there's a lower low. Push 1, push 2, push 3. It's just I struggled. There's no M up here that I could have. I saw this with clarity, but then it just made its run down. And I don't want to chase that. You know, if I wanted to short this as a low-hanging fruit, it should have been up here. And it should have been at a certain time of day. We're in the second hour, which is good. But it just didn't. It wasn't perfect, so I didn't take it. $156 watching in the stream right now. That is the most I think I've ever had in a single live stream. Thank you all so much for being here. It's going to be a good day. All right, so the 5-minute chart on gold just engulfed to the downside, which is nice. So this 5-minute bar closed lower than this middle structure. Down moving market, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, push 1, push 2, push 3. Some of the biggest candles on the chart, 1, 2, 3 to the high. There was no M up here, down, up, down. So this is kind of the M, pin hammer. Like I'm seeing it with clarity, but I didn't take it because it just wasn't based off my criteria perfect. And also because I keep telling myself, hey, just wait till 9:30. So I'm really just waiting for time. And if this makes a run, we know why. It makes sense that it makes a run. But at the same time, I'm just going to, like I said, we're at the beginning of a week. No need to feel rushed to take a trade or take more trades. I tried to short oil earlier for anybody who's just tuning in. First red day, sell high. I thought this was level 3 consolidation, peak formation high. We were trading up into 50, 1, 2, 3. It started to fall away. I shorted. It came down. You can see the trap. I saw it in real time. You can see it in hindsight as well. Big drive into the low. The new hour is about to open up. They curled, spiked the low one more time, spiked the high, peak formation low, peak formation high. And then I was getting out. This candle right here, I said, nope, something's not right. And I just got out. So now I've been patient, and I'm just waiting to see if it sets back up, or if it does set back up at all. Tyler, I agree. That's kind of my thoughts on it as well. We might have volume trapped at the low of the week. You know, we might get day 1 3-day cycle here. And I don't want to be counter trending something that's has volume caught down low. So it needs to set up perfectly at a certain time of day for me to feel feel good about it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 down. First candle gets people's attention. Second candle makes people start taking action. I've taken action in the worst possible place of the chart. We've got volume, not volume, but traders trapped, trying to short. They're not letting them out. Let's see, what level are we at? What time is it? 9:20. And we've currently got closing price. And if this peak formation is formed and created, we're at 75. So 75 would be my level. I think that's 75. Or am I losing my mind? Yeah, that is 75. Okay. Jacqueline, I agree. And I also really appreciate that. Y'all's support is unmatched. All right, so if longs were trapped here, we've came out of consolidation in a big up candle, 1 and a pause, and a 2 and a pause and a 3. So I've got shorts trapped at the low of the consolidation, and I've got longs trapped at the high of a consolidation. If I'm looking for a sell high, I want to see them start rewarding those shorts. I want to see evidence that, yes, above push 2, the longs are trapped. So if they keep going up, whoa, that's not right. Something's not right. That's not okay. That goes against my thesis, and I need to either wait or abandon or whatever. GS, thank you very much. I've accomplished a few things in my life, but that is by far the greatest accomplishment that I will ever receive, or reward that I will ever receive. All right, look at gold. Look at the 3 push pattern. It should have collapsed. It didn't. Either they're going to go, pop back up, get in some more longs before dropping. Maybe this is the breakdown, break in structure, 1 minute chart, 3 pushes back up. They fail to make a higher high for the drop. Or we've got people shorting again down at the low. If I'm looking for a sell high, low hanging fruit, But as of right now, patience is going to be my number one thing. Yep. Okay. So look at that. Longs still getting rewarded. I need to wait. US dollar, Japanese yen. I think that was the one that we were looking for the short, right? Yeah. We were looking for a short on this. Now, I can't trade this because I'm trading on futures and I can't find... I know someone said you can just invert your chart. I'm not going to do that here in live time because that's going to stress me out. But I'll go practice that a little bit later this afternoon and try and figure that out. Maybe rest of the week, if I can figure out how to do that or what you all are talking about, I'll work on that. But US dollar, Japanese yen, this is what we had. Peak formation low, rise, rise, rise at the high of the week. Peak formation high, they worked up into it. You can see the high right here, the M. So there was already a pre-existing high. They made a lower low. They traded back up into it once, twice, 3 times. There's the new M. What time is this? Right into the New York session open. Back down through the low. So that makes sense. That looks good. Oil looks mighty parabolic. All right, so if this was level 1 and I thought this was level 2, and we're continuing to go higher now. But also remember I said that this could be a larger W down low. So I might be mistaken. This might be level 1 on the 15-minute chart. We're going back up there. End of the day, the only thing I really care about is the fact that this was a first red day. I'm looking for the setup to present. This was the signal to look for a sell high, but if it doesn't present, then, you know, SOL, and that's okay. Invert and reverse your candle color. So basically what you're saying is, like, it's going to present if US dollar Japanese yen chart is going up, the futures would be going down. Is that what you're kind of saying? So instead of looking for a buy, I would need to look for a short. It's just inverted. Okay. I'll take a look at that later, and if that, not that I don't believe you, but I just like to do my own research. If that is true, then I will certainly start looking at currency pairs a bit more. All right, we got 5 minutes to the New York Open. New York Open, I mark off my 9:30 candle. In fact, I probably should be marking off my 9:15. There's my 9:15 right there. And we're at the close from yesterday, so that's good. We've continued to squeeze higher and higher. This is no longer looking nearly as appealing to me. Yeah, I know you can invert it just like this, but I just want to make sure that the charts are going to line up. I would certainly get a chuckle if it was. SB's been in these streams for a while. That would be funny. Four minutes to the New York Open. As of right now, all they have done is shown me that they continue to trap shorts. They've got shorts trapped below previous day's low. Now that we've gone higher or back up into the previous day's range, they continue to trap shorts. Do I want to go short off of that, based off that information? No. Gold, I was looking for a sell high, but trade was all the way up here at the beginning of the session. I've got that feeling of I've missed it, and I'm not going to chase. $22.37 gold. Are you referring to if you were in a long right now? Space? I really have no clue. There's my 950. Is that 915 right there? Yeah, so 915 opened, traded down, and then went up. So that 15-minute bar's got a little wick down to the downside. 3 minutes to the New York Open. Still trapping shorts. Look at this. Please go short. Just kidding. Please go short. They ascended the close again of down close candles. Still not letting out the shorts. Even on the 1 minute chart. Also, gold looks like it could turn into a W. So we'll see. On the 5 minute chart. Like if they were to engulf, yeah, this high right here, if they engulf that strongly, that might be turned into a W. And then space, your idea of, what did you say? 2237. Your idea of 2237 would make sense. Tyler, it's very true. Learning how to just not do anything is the hardest part, and be confident in your analysis enough to say this isn't what I'm looking for. I think that's where a lot of people go astray. Like, yeah, it could look good, sure, but that's the whole purpose. The market makes it look really good and then immediately traps you, and you're like, oh gosh, what's happened? What's going on? NASDAQ just put in a peak formation high at the high of the day and is engulfing to the downside. But is it a trap coming into 9:30? Or is it the real move? I told myself I really wasn't going to watch NASDAQ today. Now, they have traded up into that peak formation high that was made at the end of Friday. I know you all can't see what I'm doing on my other screen, but let's yikes, that might have been the one. That's okay. And that's going to happen a lot, where I told myself this one has not triggered previous day's high today, and it's Monday, so I'm going to wait. They've traded back up into peak formation high. We're at the high of the day. No news on the calendar. 9:30 is open. Like, that could have been the trade, but again, that's okay. Okay, so if this is a new peak formation high, which as of right now, that is an up candle, a down candle, an up candle, and a lower close, that is a peak formation high. If I need to identify what level is that at. Have we gone to double zeros? All right, so now we're at double zeros. And they put in a peak formation high above double zeros. So that's not the worst thing in the world. That's my 9:30 candle right there. Also on oil, the 1 hour chart's put in a W at the low, which would also be the low of the current week. So there's a peak formation at the high of last week, and now we have one at the low of this week. So this could very well have just been level 1 consolidation, which would also really shy me away from continuing to look for this short. Might be made for later in the week. And they're continuing to go higher. So that peak formation that was made I said, okay, peak formation is double zeros, but now we've gone higher. Okay, so that's now void. In fact, they came down and they put in a W. And they've continued to go up. Keeps me out of the trade, keeps me out of the nonsense. We might be reaching for previous day's high, previous week's high. Yep. Look at people on gold just getting wrecked. They've spiked up, they spiked down. Judging by the, I guess people are trading the moves to get. Yeah, so I have larger ideas like gold and oil. I've had sell high ideas for both, based off of what happened yesterday, and then coming into today, looking and seeing, and all based off of setups and things like that. That's a 40 pip candle, is that what you said? That'd be scary. Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. $40 pip candle. What level are we at? Okay, very well. Gold really gives me the feeling like they are doing everything they can possibly do to get people to go long and short, which makes me nervous. Obviously, we're in consolidation. That's fine. But as Space pointed out, this is a 40 pip candle down. If I were to short this right now, my gosh, my stop would have to be huge. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What if this was the everybody get everybody to go long, spike down, get everybody stopped out, scare everybody? We'll see here in a second. Holy cow. Oh, the market is acting mighty weird. Not weird, but we got some volatility coming in. And this is where patience is going to pay off a lot. Do not get stopped out because the market looks... I'm not giving advice. This is just education, of course. Just because the market looks good to do something, it has to go through a process of beating everyone up. I'm here for it. We're about to come into a new hour as well. Say it, yep, say it with me. Patience pays. Patience pays, patience pays, patience pays. Trading something just because it looks enticing is a great way to get tossed. All right, we come down to this level here. I'm going to pull some off. $9.46, a new 15-minute bar is just opened. All right, I pulled a little bit off here at previous day's low. We're getting a bit of a pin hammer here. Yeah, I'm playing that cautious. The fact that the 1 hour chart and the peak formations and things, however, that is a mighty big pen. The peak formation was made. You could kind of see how they ran this up. And that 1, 2, 3 to the high, 9:30 opened, one final drive. That's part of the reason I took this. They engulfed the 9:30 time and the larger M. That got me in. And then I came down. I'd actually added in here. And then I took some off here. But I'm thinking about closing the whole thing at this point. I kind of feel like this may be just a stop hunt and a larger overall thing that is happening. Can't complain. You know, I'm kind of at that point where it's like, it's not bad. But overall, I wanted it to come down. Thinking down here, next 25 pip box. We'll see if it makes its run. But I am at break even. Jay, you as well, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it was not bad. Not a bad start to the week. Look at those pens. Pen, pen, pen. It needs to collapse from this point. Look at this. 9:30 opened up. 1, 2, 3 to the high. Half Batman. Engulfment right back down. 9:30. Gotcha. That's that. When I was talking on the way up, and I was saying, man, I keep on trapping shorts. They just keep on taking it away. Ooh. That's not trapping short. I mean, it could be now. But if I shorted anywhere in here, now I'm in profit. And down on a lower time frame, you can see that really well. That gave me my optimal entry opportunity off of closing price. 930 got engulfed. That's that time engulfment that we talk about. Peak formations, 3 pushes, 1, 2, 3. Lots of 1, 2, 3s in there, trapping the longs. Lots of really good spiking the high behavior before the rollover. I'm pretty happy with that. Man, gold hurts. But you can also see, like, if this were to drop now, it would make sense on gold. I'm not saying that it will. Please don't take that as Cam said. No. But we're in a down moving market that has gone back up once and twice. 1, 2, 3. The new hour's open. 930 opened up. We've engulfed 930 back down to the downside. Peak formation high. Consolidation. Breakout, fake out candle that gets engulfed to the downside. Like, it kind of seems like maybe it's ready to do its thing. And if it doesn't, then, you know, it is what it is. I didn't take gold. I took oil, Alexander. The engulfment of 930. Yeah, gold is really working. They're doing some work. If it pulls back up into consolidation, that would be, I would say, troublesome or worrisome. But it is nice to see oil doing what was expected. First red day, 3 levels of rise on the day itself. Closing price, 930. Everything's lined up really well. Appreciate that, John. Patience pays. I could have got stopped out 100 times on the way up. But I'm telling you, you just know what to look for and at what time of day. I mean, that's half, you know, a lot of the battles. Just being patient, knowing what not to do, when not to enter. Look at that. That's a breakout fake out candle for anybody who's confused about what a breakout fake out candle is. Now, with those breakout fake out candles, sometimes they will turn into a W. So what would need to happen is this needs to make its run. It needs to run this candle strongly to the downside. Thinking about the case study we did on Euro USD not too long ago. The use of breakout fake out candles, the idea is that, hey, that was one last attempt to get people to go long. We've got them. So we should not go back up here because We've got them caught. Just kidding. We run that candle, and then now it should make its run to the downside. I did not enter in on that, Jay. I took oil, and I'm done for the day as far as trading goes. I've taken my trade. I was just kind of talking through this at this point. So if they go back up here, it's kind of like telling me, hey, this last final attempt to get people to go long failed, and then it goes back up. That'd be a no-no. However, right now we've got longs trapped. If this were to go vertical, that would be ideal. Look at all these people that have gone long and put their stops at the low. Green box is my entry, Jay. Entry was above 75. So not exactly a home run, but not bad. Yep, green box on oil was my entry. Short. I'm about to, Jor. I took partials at in here. This candle closes as a pen in 1 second. And let's see how the next candle responds. I think I'm just going to take it off. I'm done. I appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, I'm closing out of oil. I'm good. All right. Traded back down into the peak formation that was made at the beginning of the session, essentially the low of the session. We've traded back down into it. That was my overall profit target. You can see that they pulled off of it by like a couple pips. At this point, who cares? It's over. It's done with. All right, so earlier in the day, I took a short trade on oil. I was early. This was my first attempt over here. It dropped down. Didn't get anywhere. I closed. And then we got the run up, and you can see them coming out of consolidation, peak 1, peak 2, peak 3, half Batman, peak formation high, a part of a larger pattern within a pattern, just like Stacey Burke talks about. And I think he said that, I can't remember the gentleman who says, patterns within patterns, whatever. But peak formation high, larger M. Time engulfment of 930, entry. I was looking for 25, the number box level down here, 25. Took partials down here at 50, and then overall I just closed. You all watch me close down here and come into the new hour, 10 o'clock. Peter Brandt, thank you. Nico. My ability to memorize names is like completely shot. Terrible. Okay, gold. Breakout, fake out. Don't let them out. Pins to the low, JK. They keep on dragging those longs lower and lower now, so it's giving evidence of trapping longs and pushing short. Maybe coming down for those stops. If I went long, if I went long, if I went long. Pump and dump. Beautiful. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. How do you get the big red cursor? I changed it on my computer. I've changed it to... Actually, I think can you do it on TradingView as well? Okay, so I've got the plus button here. I think I just changed the settings on my computer to see how the hand is red as well. So I changed the cursor on my computer. And I just did that because I think it helps you all see it better. That's the only reason. I made it big and red for everyone so you can see it. Okay, gold behaving just as anticipated. Beautiful. Oil. Nice. Jay, I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, does anybody have any questions before I go and I end this stream for the day? I think this has been a really good first stream. I'm excited to do this again throughout the week. Yes, I will be doing this all week long. I'm not teaching a webinar this week, so therefore I will be doing this Monday to Friday on YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow morning at the same time, 8 a.m., ready to trade. Looking forward to it. I'll see you all then.